Although legislators have flipped the page and moved on to the second special session, a bookstore CEO is still concerned about a decision made in the first regular legislative session.
Vendors who sell books to schools will have to decide which books are sexually appropriate for students. One tells KVUE's Darren Shaharan most bookstores don't have the manpower or experience to take on such a task.
The largest independent bookstore in Texas.
And then it goes into the kids section over here.
Is right here in downtown Austin.
These are all the books that can end up in schools. Every single one of these books could end up in schools.
Which means CEO Charlie Rasick and her team at Book People will have to read and rate the sexual content of all of those books and thousands more in order to continue selling to Texas public schools, thanks to the new Reader Act.
I just don't see a clear path forward on how to comply.
HB 900, which was passed during the regular 88th legislative session, will require all public or charter school book vendors to determine and label books sold to schools as sexually explicit or sexually relevant material and update the list annually.
There's no prerequisite to be a bookseller. There's no training or certification. And so they're kind of putting the onus on vendors to decide what students can have access to in schools, and it just doesn't feel like it's the right way to go.
The Texas State Library and Archives Commission and the TEA have until January 1st to create the guidelines for vendors to follow. And then those businesses have just 4 months, April 1st, to submit a comprehensive list to the TEA or be barred from selling books to schools. A deadline Rasick says she can't make.
And I don't know how to pay people to read thousands of books in a 4-month period.
The list also includes books sold to schools in the past, something Book People do not track. Many Central Texas districts already have ways to remove sexually explicit books off the shelves. Jared Patterson, who sponsored the bill,
and the harms that sexually explicit materials can do to the brain,
says this will make sure sexually explicit content is out of school libraries. In a new statement, Patterson wrote, quote, "I don't care if you're a small business or big business. If you're selling something that's going to be in the hands of children, you should know whether or not it's safe for the child to consume. The book vendor is the one with the financial relationship with the school district, so they're the ones that can most easily be held accountable for this," end quote.
It's going to hurt the students because they're not going to have access to books. And so I think that if this rating system has to happen, then I think it has to be determined at the local level with the parents and the communities that it affects.
And Rasick says it will hurt vendors across the state. In Austin, I'm Darren Shaharan.